Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this channel is all about faith, introspection, stepping into your God-given identity, and healing. I am Nana Hasia, and today we will be talking about what it means to cut through illusions and embody your God-given identity. Now, when you are a spiritually gifted woman, or you're also imbued with other gifts, right? Whether that's a talent for writing, for healing, for self expression, or any other gifts that manifest in any other ways. And you're here to cause shifts, you're here to influence people on a mass level. You need to understand that the enemy will try to stop you, and the enemy will try to send people who will try to take you out of your God given identity or try to target you with illusions and psychic attacks so you don't embody your God given identity. So, this oftentimes may look like having friends or family or strangers who attack you, who may attack your entire being, whether that's how you choose to express yourself, your appearance, your self confidence. They will essentially try to tear you down in any way that they can. And like I said, this is oftentimes because these individuals have either consciously or subconsciously agreed to be a vessel for the enemy so that you can be taken out of your God given identity. So, if you've experienced bullying, if you've experienced people who have just tried to put you down or make fun of you, because they haven't been able to handle what it means to be around a powerful woman, a powerful man, a truly powerful man or woman, I'm not talking about ego here, then people will oftentimes try to project onto you. Okay, so within my own personal experiences, I've had people who have tried to tear me down, by bullying me or just simply by being envious of me, people who have tried to befriend me and then betray me, all of these kind of things that people try to do. And oftentimes, when these people come into your life, they are not just coming to leave one or two scars. A lot of these people try to cut you at the root, right? They try to do something to hurt you that almost makes recovery impossible. And this is because the enemy's mindset is to tear you down so bad that your chances of self actualization and your chance of healing becomes near impossible, right? So it is very, very important to understand that a lot of people are here to cast illusions over your life. A lot of people are here to cast illusions over how you see yourself. Okay, so you will find that a lot of people may try to blame you for their own inner turmoil. So they project onto you. Okay, I've had people project their insecurities onto me. I've had people try to project them taking a liking to me and blaming me for the fact that they've been attracted to me in some way, shape, or form, even though that sounds insane, right? There's been people who have critiqued my not only my style but my intelligence, right? There's been people who I've not given a damn about try to compete with me and always make themselves known, right? These people are essentially trying to assert themselves over you in one way, shape, or form, even though you are not interested in getting involved in this egotistical um, drama or battle, right? And this is oftentimes because they feel your power and they know how powerful you are. Okay, so I've had, these people who have tried to come for me and who have bullied me have been the same people who have, I once had someone tell me that, you're so humble. And this was someone who actually ended up, trying to cast illusions my way and attack me. And it's because they don't understand, how you can be so powerful and how you can be so blessed, yet you don't embody arrogance, yet you're not an arrogant person. In fact, you're very, very gentle, right? And like I said, the downside of being not only spiritually gifted, but also being blessed in other ways is when you don't know it, and when you also don't know how to protect yourselves from these attacks, right? Because when you're born with it, right, you're born with it. So no matter how much you try to hide your gifts and abilities, it will always come out. Okay, it will always show. And when other people recognize this but you don't, it's a lot easier for you to absorb their psychic attacks and their projections onto you. So enabling yourself to heal from this energy, because what they're projecting is energy, is very, very vital for your thriving. Okay, so doing a burn and release, writing these energies down on paper and burning it is very, very important. But also doing that deep, deep shadow work that you may have been avoiding, right? Facing the parts of you that you have avoided but have been deeply wounded. So a lot of spiritually gifted or just gifted women have the wounds of never truly fitting in, right? They have the wounds of um they have the wounds of feeling like an alien, right? Because a lot of people don't know how to behave around you. A lot of people don't know how to handle you. They don't know what to do with you. So they end up usually projecting their envy and hatred onto you, right? So your power is oftentimes very, very loud, even if you're a very quiet person. That's something that I've had to grapple with, is that I'm actually not a talkative person. I like to listen more than speak, because I think there is a lot of wisdom in listening to people more than you speaking. So I've always found it very, very interesting that people were threatened by me, because I was just never like an in your face, loud, boisterous person. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. The weight that comes with having certain gifts and abilities is very, very profound, and it stands out, right? Because you've been born with it, you've been gifted with it, and it's not something that you've tried to achieve, which is why a lot of people end up very confused about the kind of person that you are. So when people project onto you, you have to have the resources and the strength to break away from these illusions so that you can truly embody your God given identity. And a second way that people try to cast illusions onto you outside of the people in your intimate circle is also through collective wounds, right? So, when society constantly bombards us with the message that you need to have a certain degree to be qualified for something, or that you need to have gone to a specific school, that you need to appear a certain way, or that you need to have a certain job to qualify your worth or your existence, these are all collective forms of psychic attacks, right? And when you are spiritually gifted or gifted in other ways, and you are truly here and you have been handpicked by the divine to cause shifts, you need to understand that your path is not going to look like anybody else's path, that your path is going to be truly unique to you. So comparison and feeling lost are unfortunately sometimes feelings that you may feel, but it's not something that you have to embody or relish in for a long time. Once you learn how to work with your energy and the energies around you, and you're doing the healing work, right? Because when you are a spiritually gifted woman and you're here to embody different kinds of identities, whether that's a priestess identity, you're a mystic, you're a healer. I come from a long line of women healers and men healers, right? Your life journey and your life trajectory is going to look very, very different from most people, because your gifts and your abilities are rare. Not many people have them. And because of this, right, like your ability to heal, your ability to see into the unseen realms, your ability to reckon with and fight with dark forces isn't just a side hustle. It's not something that you do, FYI, like this is a little fun fact about me. No, it's something that is imbued within your DNA. It's something that is here for a specific purpose. And it's not something to joke with, right? I, for the longest time, have had to deal with this this kind of conflict between, well, yes, I am a healer and I do have the ability to do certain things, but at the same time, I go to a highly competitive university and I'm expected to have a corporate job. I'm expected to have a certain kind of life path that's been laid out for me um, by powerful institutions. And yes, I've had these gains in my life, right? But you know, like how does one reconcile being able to see into the unseen and heal with the pressures of corporate life, or with the pressures of the demands of patriarchal capitalistic societies? It's not an easy pathway, right? Because what your path demands as a priestess is submission, right? Submission to the process while having faith in the Most High. And this is something that I have to deal with constantly, right? Because my life journey has looked very, very different to 99.9% of people around me. And there are times where I've definitely felt that I've had to hide the parts of me that are less conventional and that will scare most people away, while just seeking the parts of myself, or putting the parts of myself that are socially acceptable out there. So the parts of me that um, are very intelligent, academic, brilliant, have had lots of experience in different professional settings, and having these kind of accolades, so to speak, while understanding that I'm also very spiritually gifted and I can see things, right? um are things that have to be reconciled. So it's not about just hollowing yourself out. It's not about hollowing yourself out to fit dominant narratives, but it's about being able to integrate these different parts of ourselves, right? So the world, the universe is so large, it can contain all of you, right? The parts of you that loves to be in communion with the Most High and your ancestors, and receiving divine messages to heal not only yourself but others. And you can still be, a dominant figure in society, working in politics, working in NGOs, or whatever you want, as long as it's true to you and your path, right? So, working through these collective psychic attacks and illusions, as well as the ones that may come to us through our intimate circles of friends, families, and what have you, is very, very vital, because you do not fit in any box. There is no category that you will neatly fit in this man-made society, which is precisely why you get attacked in the first place, right? It's precisely why you are chastised and persecuted in the first place, is because people don't know what to make of you, what to think of you, and where to put you. And understand that you are not meant to be put into any category, and you are not meant to be um, you know, uh, shrunk into any box, right? You're meant to embody your God-given identity freely. So understand the tactics that people in your intimate circles may use, such as projections, making fun of you, making you feel like the odd one out, right? And when you actually um, internalize these feelings, you internalize them at a very, very deep level, where you think there is almost something wrong with you just for simply existing. But the truth be told is, most people don't know what to do with someone with your kind of ability and power, right? Even before you know fully who you are, even before they know who you are, they can feel that there is something off, in a good way. I would say they can feel there's something off, there is something different about you. And this is what causes them to have uncomfortable reactions when you're there. They're just simply projecting their insecurities and their lack. Okay. So I thoroughly recommend healing your energy and doing the deep shadow work that can be very, very uncomfortable, and addressing the deep wounds that you may have, while maintaining a very deep connection with the Most High, right? if you are on this path. And it's not a path for everyone. So this is not something that's going to resonate with everyone fully. But if you have faced projections, if you have faced illusions being cast onto you, if you have been a victim of, you know, these intimate and collective wounds, and you would like to work with me one on one to work through them and to heal through them, feel free to book a session with me. The link will be in the comments and in the description box below, and I will see you in the next video.